Hello, Pure Yogis. Today I'm going to guide you through a little pranayama, some breath work, bringing divine light in, and from there I'll move into some Dharma talk after you're kind of relaxed and grounded and centered. So find a comfortable cross-legged seat on the mat or on chair. Just make sure sitting bones are grounded evenly and you're feeling like you can stack your spine nicely and breathe deeply. So once you've found your comfortable seat, then gently closing the eyes. So I like to first bring my gaze down to the mat, just a little tip of the chin, and then let my eyes melt down, lids closing. So as always, when I begin a meditation, I just like to do a little internal inventory, just playing witness to what your body's communicating, what your heart's communicating, noticing what your brain may be communicating as well. It seems to me that through the last couple of weeks, our brain and our heart are competing for attention, and that's kind of what the Dharma talk is about today, is to help you quiet the mind a little bit more, quiet some of the fears so that your heart can really speak to how it's feeling about things. So, as you're doing this little internal inventory, let's begin to take a long, slow, even breath in. And then pausing at the top of the inhale. And a slow, even breath out. Doing the best you can to breathe in through the nose. And it can be out through the mouth or out through the nose. But when you are able to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, you can kind of filter the air and sip it in a little bit more, having a little more control over it than just a big open mouth exhale through the entire practice. And as you're doing this breath, just notice if you visualize any sort of color or light coming in, and allow that almost like a ribbon of light to move through the body again, and just find the areas where you're feeling anxious, tightness, discomfort, and visualize that little ribbon of light circling around the areas of tension, almost like it's tying a bow. And at the end of the meditation, we'll untie the bow and release anything and everything that is not serving you. So as we're doing this breath, deepening the breath, lengthening it out, do your best to fill the lungs as deeply as you can, and exhale as deeply as you can without going into strain or struggle, but just seeing if you can get the oxygen down to the bottom of the lungs. And on the exhale, really squeeze the air out so you're getting all of the stale air, oxygen out. And something as simple as this, I promise you, can reset the day. You can do this at home, you can do this in the car, you can do this while you're standing in line 6 feet away from your neighbor in front of you at the grocery store. But this, I promise, will begin to calm your nervous system down. When we're anxious, we release hormones like cortisol that brings the heart rate up, the blood pressure up, all of the stuff that make us uncomfortable in our physical body. Through pranayama, through meditation, through yoga, you can actually counter that, especially through physical practice. It actually uses up some of those hormones, some of the cortisol, as you are doing the physical practice. My hope is in the meditation, you can create a practice where this doesn't happen at all, or you can catch it as you're feeling the stress levels going up and allow them, process them, and release them. All right, as you're breathing deeply now, gently just bring the chin over to the right side and then guide it back to the center and easing it over to the left side. And your breath will naturally follow. So these are really slow, even movements from side to side. Couple more times to each side. Full deep breath in as the gaze turns to the shoulder. So slowly exhaling out. Inhaling as you're guiding it to the other shoulder. And exhaling as you bring it back to the center. And you may already be feeling your body letting down a little bit. Give it permission. Put your focus right now on breathing. Your brain can only concentrate on one thing at a time. And if you should shift out of considering your breath, thinking about your breath, and just say, it's okay, I'm just thinking right now, and I'll go back into the breath. So this is called passive Svara yoga. One more time to the other side. Now we're going to do something called alternate nostril breathing, and it helps rebalance the hemispheres of the brain, and it also calms the system, the nervous system down. So you're just going to take your thumb and your ring finger, and we'll start by breathing in through one nostril. We're going to pinch off the access to one, to the right, and inhale through the left. And when you get to the top of the inhale, you're going to pinch off the left nostril and exhale through the right. So I'll start by guiding you, and then I'll let you just move with your natural breathing. So the thumb will cover the right nostril. Exhale the air from the lungs. And inhale through the left. Pinch off the left nostril, exhale out the right. Put the thumb over the right nostril, inhale through the left. Ring finger over the left nostril, out through the right. Breathing in through the left side. Breathing out through the right. Now releasing both, and inhale through both nostrils. And out through both. Now you're going to put your ring finger over the left nostril and inhale through the right. Thumb over the right nostril, exhale through the left. Breathing in through the right. And out through the left. Release both, breathe in through both. And out through both. Breathing in through the left side now. Out through the right. In through the left. Out through the right. One more time, in through the left. Out through the right. Now in through both. Out through both. Switching sides, in through the right. Out to the left. In through the right. Out through the left. In through the right. Out through the left. Breathing in through both. Exhale out. Feel free to continue doing that as much as you need to. So it's 3 times through the left, 3 times out through the right, breathing in through both. 3 times breathing in through the right, breathing out through the left. After 3 times, inhale through both. And that's your cycle. Last thing I'd like to do before I do my Dharma talk is getting you even more grounded. And you can do this even if you're continuing on the alternate nostril breathing. Wherever you're at, whenever you're breathing in, visualize your life force, divine life force moving through the entire spine on the in-breath and slowly moving down into the earth. So think of it coming in from the crown of the head, as if you have nostrils on the top of the head, and you're breathing in, letting the breath move down the spine into the earth, and just a passive exhale out. Begin to lengthen the breath even a little bit more and visualizing the breath moving even further down the spine, through the base of the spine, through the feet, into the earth, and just keep going. Visualize what each layer of the earth looks like, feels like, smells like. Glorious Mother Earth. Now can you visualize guiding your life force through your body, through your feet, into the earth, and keep going as if it's moving all the way down to the crystalline core of the earth, the very center of the earth. And visualize the center of the earth like a warm ball, like a womb, and the vibration of every living thing on the planet. All the unconditional love from the planet moving through, vibrating through every layer of the earth into the center of the earth. And it just kind of spirals around in the center of the earth, creating momentum and love energy. And on your next in-breath, think about drawing from that vibration, breathing it up through the layers. It's a really deep inhale through the feet, into the base of the spine, allowing your body just to integrate that in any way and anywhere it needs it. Now let's add just a couple Om sounds, the primordial sound of Om. It's very calming, very relaxing. So think of the base of your spine, on the in-breath, breathing as deeply as you can down through the legs, down through the feet, into the center of the earth. And we'll end with an Om. So let's exhale air from the lungs and inhale down. Inhaling from the earth up. Bringing it down, going from the base of the spine through the legs to the feet into the earth. Breathing up from the center of the earth through the feet, the legs, into the base of the spine. Hopefully you're feeling a little calmer and a little more grounded. And feel free to continue that exchange of breathing down into the earth and from the earth back up to the feet. Or just continue nice, deep, even breathing. So my focus today on my Dharma talk is about love versus fear, and it seems to me that most of us are navigating both emotions. Love of our family, love of ourself, love of our current or our love of the situation that we're in, and also fear of the situation that we're in, because we have some community that's being built that's really lovely, but also we're separated, which is fearful. So what I want to present you with is the idea that you cannot live in both love and fear at the same time. And when you have chosen to be in the vibration and the emotion of fear, there's no longer room for any creation to take place, any movement, any shifts and changes. You're putting all of that on hold. The vibration of love is the seed of creation and of movement and of change. It's the seed of gifts and also miracles. And I'm inviting you today to invest your energy wisely, because in choosing fear, it only creates and attracts more fear, and you end up in kind of a negative loop. And I know that most of us have felt that over the last couple of weeks. We get in this loop and this mind chatter of what if, what if, what if. And I know when I take a moment, maybe go out for a walk and take in a little bit of nature, I shift over into the vibration of love. And that brings hope, that brings change, that brings abundance, that brings joy. It's very normal to experience and to feel scared about our current situation. It's our nature to fear what is unknown. This has been part of our survival as a human race, to show hesitation when we're exploring new territory. And this is absolutely new territory. Right now we don't know what is safe, what is good, what will bring us abundance, what might bring us harm. This is when I want you to notice when you are starting to go down that path of unknown, and that path of unknown is leading you to fear. Get silent. Get silent and allow your strong and secure inner voice to walk you through any and every new circumstance you're facing right now. It's helpful to remember that that inner voice is sacred. It's not your mind chatter. Your inner voice, when it's coming from heart center, from heart space, is a higher power. It's divine wisdom. And you'll recognize it because fear isn't present in it. You're stepping around what your logical brain wants to tell you. Your brain can only share with you what it has already experienced and what it can calculate based on these past experiences. Your brain can only share with you what it thinks might happen. What if this? What if that? Your brain cannot predict the future. It can only pull from data that are assumptions and prejudices based on experiences from the past. I believe the only way to be guided safely into the future is to rely and trust your inner voice, your higher self. This inner voice is the voice of spirit. And we must trust this inner voice right now. Today, as you are sitting here in silence, I'd love for you to take some time to create what you in your truest heart want in your life and what you want your life to look like. When my heart speaks, I think of safety, I think of health, I think of thriving, I think of abundance. These are all positive emotions. So what I'd love to challenge you with is moving beyond just thinking about these thoughts and put them into feelings. Feelings have a vibration. We know this because we can feel love. We can feel scared. What I want you to visualize right now is, what does it feel like to be safe? What does it feel like to be healthy? What does it feel like to be thriving and abundant? What are you doing? Where are you? Who are you with? Daydream about this. If you're struggling to create this shift from fearful thoughts or pessimistic thoughts, start by finding gratitude. Gratitude for things that you have, things that are going well in this moment. I'm not belittling what's happening presently. There's a lot of tragic things going on in the world. However, there is also a lot of goodness, and that's where I want your focus to go. This beautiful image comes to mind right now. I'm visualizing a forest fire, which is not so beautiful. But in a forest fire, you know, there's tragic loss of trees and wildlife, sometimes human life, sometimes property. But, and however, after the devastation, somehow, some way, the forest seems to reset and find balance and cleanse itself. And I feel like we're in a situation like that right now. We are in the midst of a forest fire. Jump through that and visualize new growth and rebirth. I'd love for you to take this time right now and do a deep dive into who you are in this moment and how you want to show up in the world. This is your opportunity, with all of the change that's happening, to rise above the fear and live in a vibration of abundance. I know there will be discomfort. I'm feeling it right now. I know there's millions of unknowns and lots of instability. Go back to gratitude and remembering the love that you are. Believe me, I am awake many nights and I'm walking the journey with you. I was up about 3 or 4 times last night, and I witnessed my neighbor's lights on at 3 a.m. as well, knowing that they're probably walking their halls as well, or having a little snack or a read or something. I'm thinking we actually should have a 3 a.m. meditation group. Feel free to reach out to me if you're interested in that. The truth is, I do not have the answers on how things will work out in my life or how things will work out in your life. And especially when my brain is spinning with all of the anxiety. The way I recenter is notice when I'm spiraling. Notice when I'm sitting in fear. It's pretty easy to tell. Your heart rate goes up. It's hard to breathe. As best I can, I try to switch my thoughts about what do I want. I try to feel what I want. I daydream. I remind myself over and over and over, it's okay that you don't know how to do this. It's okay that you don't know how to make this work. That is not your job. It's not my job to know the hows. It's only my job. It's only your job to daydream about what you want to manifest. When I settle into that thought, that feeling, it's easy then for me to surrender. And I'm telling you, if you have the ability to just open your palms and say, I don't know how to do this, I surrender this, but I do know I want to thrive. I do know I want to be abundant. I do know I want to love. A shift occurs. I can feel the fear slowly unlocking, and I feel something bigger taking over. I feel Divine Spirit hearing what I have to say. I feel the divinity within myself, and it makes it easy to look at the human me, just clutching on to something, like holding a bar of soap, a wet bar of soap, as tightly as you can, trying to hang on to it and not let it slip out of your hands. That takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of energy. And so what if you just let the soap drop? There's a very liberating feeling to just opening your hands and opening your heart. Sending up prayers and communication of what it is that you need and what it is that you desire. And allowing Spirit to step in and take over. I have seen many miracles happen in my life when I do that. And I'm asking you to trust in this process. And just what if? What if you surrendered? What if you put these burdens down and just awakened and opened your heart to the potential? Because every human being is gifted with infinite potential. It is our birthright. Every human being is gifted with unconditional love and infinite potential. And in this moment and the moments to come, if you can remember nothing else, remember that. Surrender and trust that your intentions have been heard and in their own way are being answered. It may not be the way you are expecting them to happen, but if you can pause in silence every day, I promise you, you will see shifts and changes happening, answering the intentions and the prayers that you've set. There's magic in surrender. And that is where the miracles begin. I am sending you all love and light. And I can feel you sending it back. And I wish you peace and health and abundance.